This is a real exciting thing for me. It's one of the privileges of my position of working alongside Olympus, that I get to unveil and talk about new models and why I like them, etc, etc. You can see that today's box is all about the new EM5 Mk2. So without further ado, there she is. I've got to be honest, this is my second attempt at videoing this. We spent a lot of time going through everything in great detail, and the rub of that was that we ended up with an unboxing video that was nearly 15 minutes long. That's half an episode of a popular televised soap, and for an unboxing video was probably a little bit too much information straight in. So we've gone back to the drawing board, and what I've done is I've looked at the feature sets and the changes that are important and the things that make a difference to me. And again, to be honest, it's still massively long, so much so that I've had to make notes, so you're going to have to forgive me for me referring to my notebook, but I want to make sure that you get to know what a huge leap this is from the original EM5. There have been lots of incremental builds through the 1 and the 10, but when you compare what the Mk2 can actually do and how it actually works in comparison to the original EM5, which I said back then was revolutionary, the evolution of the revolution is quite significant. So as I say, I'll go through a lot of the feature sets that I can, but this is just almost a gloss over, and what I'd like you to do is, if there's anything that you're particularly interested in, let us know and we'll make subsequent videos going into depth of more of the features and more of the benefits for you, the end user. Okay, right, let's get down to it. First thing is, you can see that the Mk2 here is sat with its grip, the HL D8. Now I'll come back to that in a bit because that's worth talking about. You can also see that we've got the new commander flash sat on the top, which is the FL LM3. Now I'm going to take it off at this stage, but I wanted to show you this because using the remote control systems of working with Olympus Flash has just got a little bit easier, because the unit now bounces and unbelievably swivels, so you've been able to get that infrared signal out much more efficiently and much easier. So let's just get rid of that for a sec, and then I can show you. Let me just remove the battery grip. Again, it's kept the feature set of being in 2 parts, so you can decide which bit that you want to use. But when we come back and chat about video in a second, you'll be able to see why there's a relevance of the grip and the difference that makes. For me, personally, because I'm a big lug, I prefer the grip on because it fits in my hands much better. I think it's very important to talk about build quality, because like its big brother, the EM5 Mk2 is now dustproof, freeze-proof, splash-proof. Magnesium alloy body, very robust. Something very interesting, and I think this is a hats off to Olympus, is Olympus listen to the feedback that they get from the end user. So the buttons have been improved, the dials have been improved. These actually feel beautiful. The diamond cut, they're sort of knurled, so they work very well. There's nice resistance to them, so you can tell that you're working. As the buttons are, the sponginess has gone. There's a very direct tactile control and feeling to the camera. The big thing for me, which makes a difference to me, is the screen now is the same as the old E3 and E5, that we've got this swivel thing, and that to me is a step in the right direction. The articulation of the screen was always useful, but doing this, especially again if you want to go on with video, this makes a huge difference. Let me just put the camera down and we'll do a quick close-up of all the little bits and pieces so you can see what it actually looks like, because that's what you want to see. Now, it's fair to say that not only the build quality is improved and the layout is improved, but as you'd expect, the feature set's improved as well. I've made notes because there's so much here that I don't want to miss anything that is particularly relevant to me. And I think that's the important thing with this camera. It can really almost be what you want it to be. So the feature set will become relevant to you, and that's why we've decided to do this almost high level bullet points of what it can and can't do, and ask you what you'd like to know more. And as we go through days and weeks, we'll put more videos up with various different things. Lots of the feature sets have been taken from the EM1 and the EM10, which doesn't sound massively exciting, but when you put it together in one unit, it's quite an incredible thing. Things like keystones in there, built-in Wi-Fi, tethering. You can remote control the camera, obviously, from the app or from a connected cable. Live composites in there, and that's a really exciting feature, which is basically better than bulb when you're doing long exposures, because it takes sort of slices of time and stitches the long exposure together in camera. So what happens is you don't get the overexposure. Let's imagine you're doing, I don't know, star trails over a cityscape. It's clever enough not to burn out the cityscape, but to give enough exposure to the stars so you can actually see what's happening. And the reason it's done in slices of time is for that reason, and the fact that it cuts out the sensor heating up, as all sensors do, and creating noise, so it gives a much cleaner file. So that's a brilliant feature set. 81 focus points, which again is a big advantage. One of the things really worth talking about is the high res 40 megapixel capture that you can do. Now that's actually one of the things that is a feature that's enabled because of the improvement on the inbuilt image stabilization. Now from my point of view, I'm going to come back to that in a second, because I just want to talk about things that I didn't think were possible to be improved. I've got them under my heading of improvements I didn't think possible in my notepad. Basically, autofocus has been improved. The lag time in viewfinder and from pressing the button to shooting has been improved. It's actually 45% faster than the original EM5, and I didn't think that was a slouch anyway. There's a greater frame rate capture. We're getting 5 on continuous autofocus. We're getting 5 frames of capture. The other thing is that the buffer's been significantly improved. So it's actually now down to your card how much and how quick you can shoot, as opposed to any limitations within the camera. The maximum shutter speed is now 1/8000th of a second, so there's a high performance shutter in there as well. There's just so much that we've written down here, which is incredible really when you think about it incrementally. The one thing that really did impress me, the thing that I didn't think that could be improved that has, is the inbuilt image stabilization. And what was world class and world leading, it is now almost a quantum leap away and is world class and world leading. And that means that we've got the improved high-res shot, because what that enables us to do is sort of move the sensor so we get an incremental build of file size. That's something I'm going to do a complete video on, because the difference is quite staggering. Most people believe that it's the sensor, the processor and the lenses that make image quality, and that is perfectly true, but we believe that you multiply that by the factor of the image stabilization as well, and that improves massively on image quality as well, and we'll try and demonstrate that in subsequent videos. But it is the inbuilt image stabilization that makes the difference, and we're now quite happy to say that in tests it gives us 5 stops of usable extra ability. So if you really needed to shoot at 125th of a second, you can actually shoot down to an 1/8 of a second and still get that same degree of sharpness. So why am I rabbiting on so much about the inbuilt image stabilisation, because it gives another kick in the pants and another ability that the camera has now on the video side. And again, it's down to Olympus listening to you guys and looking at the features and the things that you want. Now the video is quite an impressive thing. You know, I'm not a world-leading video photographer, but we will post a behind-the-scenes video thing that you can see the film that was shot and how it was done, and the fact that it's basically all handheld is incredible. You know, it's being filmed off the back of moving mopeds and scooters and things, and the creativity that this will unleash is amazing. From my point of view, I don't see the point of having such a logistically friendly, capable camera that you have to tether down with truckloads of accessories and equipment. So you'll see that it was all filmed without the aid of jibs or gimbals or any sort of video paraphernalia to keep things stable. You know, it's got multi-frame rate, high bit rate, all intra shooting. It's got HDMI output, so you can tether it to an external monitor, so you can make your video shooting easier. I mean, the thing that I love is, although it's got all these pro video features built in, I'm not a pro video shooter, but I want to get more into it and I want to use it more. So it's still user friendly and it's still creative. You know, there are bits that we've not gotten rid of. The fact that you can control lots and lots of the video functions off the touch screen, I think is quite impressive. Or again, you can control it from a cable, or you can even control it from the image share app, which again I think is hugely impressive. There are slow-mo modes and there's quick motion modes. Even the art filters get a look in for creativity. There's a feature called Art Filter Fade, which allows you to transition between one to the other. So again, creativity-wise, it just opens up the whole doors. Then for people like me, there's a feature called Olympus Clips, which basically lets you shoot and edit small slices of video with a one-button press direct in the camera. And you're right, I did say edit. You can rejig the order of things, etc., in the camera, so you don't have to take it to a workstation. And as I've already mentioned, you can control the whole thing by image share, should you wish to. I'm just reading through my notes desperately because I want to get this over to you without boring you. As I said, you don't want to listen to the original one. It's half an episode of Coronation Street. What is important, I said I'll come back to this, is about why the grip makes such a difference. Well, it makes a big difference for the video because the grip enables you to have microphone in and headphone out. So you can have an additional microphone for better sound quality of video recording, but you can pop in headphones so while you're videoing you can listen to the levels and make sure it's right for what you're trying to create. There's also in the grip a power in, so you can keep the thing running all day long if you want to. There's direct power in. Now to me, it's the whole thing of going away and listening to what the end user wants and the creativity that the end user wants to be able to work with. Now I'm fairly sure I've missed out some significant feature sets because the best way to get this across to you was for me to tell you the things that impressed me and were important to me. And as I say, what I'm looking for now is for you to come back to me and say, tell me about this, or tell me more about that, or can I do this with it? And we'll put something significant together for you. Like I said of the original camera, it was revolution, it is revolution. And now, this is evolution of revolution. And seen from today, looking back to when the EM5 was first launched, the difference is massively significant. My advice is this: get your hands on one, try one. Olympus are great in the UK at being able to let you go into certain stores and take these things for a test drive. You can come on a big shoot experience which is something I do every month, which is a commercially scaled shoot where you can try the camera in real world situations. Or we have Olympus, McGillicuddy training academies dotted around the country. Again, you'll be able to go in there and have a look at stuff at events and use them in the real world, because a camera should be an extension of your own creativity. You know, don't let anybody sell to you that you should have this or you should have that. I genuinely believe if you get your hands on an OM-D, it doesn't matter which one, this is the latest and the greatest at the moment, I believe that you will see the salient truth of why it's the system that everybody in droves are migrating over to, because it just enables you to be more creative, longer and easier, and isn't that what it's all about? So come and check out the evolution of revolution, and as I say, let us know what you want to know, and I'll try and tell you as much as I possibly can. So there you've had it, the first unboxing, the first view. You can tell that I'm quite excited about it because I've just prattled on, but the truth of the matter is there's more features than I can tell you in an unboxing video, so hopefully that will have at least scratched the surface and given you an insight into, well, the design magic that's evolved into the EM5 Mk2. Hopefully I look forward to sharing more of the functions and the features with you in depth. Let us know what you want to know and we'll get on the job.